It was a wet day as we started out for Bhitarkanika. Soon the rain made way and we were crossing tolls, paying our way for usage of the road. The roads indeed were really nice. As we drove along, we came to the river Vaitarini. Legend has it that one's soul crosses the river Vaitarini once we pass on to the other side. Mangrove Pitta Homestay provided us the guide while we were at Bhitarkanika. And what do you know? We were in the mangrove, walking on this muddy path, slip sliding our way. Thanks to the Crocs we were wearing, we managed to do okay. And talking of Crocs, very soon, while walking along this path, we would come across a large crocodile. Bhitarkanika has the largest concentration of crocodiles in Asia, and we were lucky to see some of them. One of the crocodiles that we came across, it was more than 12 feet long. Crocodiles out here are known to go on to be of size 22 feet. These crocodiles sometimes go without food for 5 to 6 months while they are looking after their eggs and their little ones. "15 days is the maximum the crocodile will spend with the child before it swims off, forgetting that it had children." What an amazing creature, eh? At Bhitarkanika, we used this pathway to get some top view of the crocodiles which were swimming in the mangroves. As you can see, there were a whole bunch, like we counted almost 15 crocodiles, baby crocodiles, swimming around. And very soon, these will be on their own in the mangroves hunting for food. So while in the mangroves, do keep a lookout. Do be wary, for very soon you have new members, new crocodiles coming on. They will grow up to almost 22 feet in length. Can you imagine that? There are also little red crabs in the mud, scurrying around, running around, looking for food, being food for certain bigger creatures too. It is indeed a whole ecosystem of the mangrove at display out here. The deers we came across, they froze pretending to be statues, looking at us, presuming that we would not be spotting them. This particular action by the deers is a defense mechanism where they stay still as if they are a part of nature, they are a part of the jungle, like the trees, still hoping that the predator will not spot them. Next was a quick lunch, and evening brought on the scops owl, which we were lucky to spot. We spent some time with the scops owl, maybe almost 20 minutes watching it. Next day morning, we spotted a couple of chestnut capped babbler flying around the mangroves. Followed that by blue tailed bee eater. And yes, we were lucky to watch it as it caught a bee, came, sat down, and then proceeded to eat the bee. Not being able to eat it as it was still alive, it kept hitting the bee on the branch, trying to kill before it would throw it up in the air and then again catch it in the mouth till it managed to swallow the bee. Talk about playing with your food. I remember as a child how my parents would admonish me for taking my time with the food, and here I sat patiently watching the bird do the same. The thought did cross my mind if the way the bird was having its food was brutal. Yes, it is, and that is how nature planned it to be. I sat mesmerized by the sight, watching the bird slowly consume the bee, aptly named blue-tail bee eater. 9 kilometers from our resort was the boating point. 2 hours boating costs 3,000 rupees approximately, and as we boarded the boat, we were soon greeted by rains. We had to scurry for cover, not wanting to get wet along with our camera. While down in the boat, we watched some other animals of the mangroves. Here we see a monitor lizard as it is hunting for crabs along the way. Probably hearing our boat, it froze for a while and then scurried away to the mangrove jungle. Stopped, but not for long, and next our sighting was of a brown winged kingfisher just as it caught a fish. And now we had an opportunity to watch the kingfisher slowly devour its prey. Just like we had seen the fly eater, the kingfisher too kept banging the fish, which seemed to be a small swordfish. It kept banging the fish against the tree on which it was sitting, and it continued doing it till it was sure that the fish was alive no more. Watching the kingfisher work on the fish, I don't know which would be more painful, being eaten while alive or getting thrashed to death on the branch the bird was sitting on. But whichever, I am sure the fish looks long dead, even though the kingfisher seems not to think so. We watched the scene for a while as the pitter patter of the rains went on. The sky looked pretty overcast, and the scene in front of us kind of reminded us maybe it is time to head back home. The same resonated as the egret seemed to be flying back home. The rains were getting more strong. The crew, they were getting completely drenched. And if truth be told, it was kind of scary. Soon we were back, heading back towards Kolkata. The drive, the home stretch had started, and stopping for lunch along the way, a typical Bengali lunch that is. The journey, 420 kilometers, took us 9 hours.